You're listening to Pole Parlour, a fun, inspiring podcast for all those bewitched by pole dance. Each week, your Madam Crimson Minxxx has candid conversation with unique, engaging individuals from within and around the pole dance community. Pole Parlour is passionate about preaching creativity, soulful sensuality, and empowerment through pole dance.
You know how we do.
Welcome, everyone, to Pole Parlour. This is episode 54, Kapi Huria. I'm your host, Crimson Minxxx. This week on the podcast, we have Kiwi pole dancer, Kapi Huria. On this episode, we talk about how Kapi's mom first got her into pole by dragging her to her first pole workshop with Pantera Blacksmith, how she intentionally keeps her pole life fun and playful. We learn about the inspiration behind her pole and pants class, and we get real about the inevitable future of kids in the pole world. And as always, check out Kapi's post-podcast interview on the blog at poleparlour.com, where she shares her favorite photos, music, video, and more. And while you're there, check out the Pole Parlour shop for some fun pole wear and accessories. And now, let's bring on Kapi. Welcome, Kapi Huria, to the Pole Parlour podcast. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, let's kick it off as we always do. For how long have you been poling, and how did you first discover pole dance?
I started poling in 2011 when I realised me and my sister realised my mum kept sneaking off somewhere. Then we realised that she was sneaking off to a pole dancing class. So we were like, pole dancing, we didn't like it. We used to mock her about it. And, we really didn't understand. We thought it was weird. And she ended up dressing up in knee-high boots, and she's like, how does this look? And we were like,
I guess it's different when it's your mom, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, because we're used to her just like cleaning and doing mum stuff, and she was dressed up nice, but it was just weird.
Yeah.
And then we ended up, she needed to fill up another person for a Pantera workshop, and so she was like, come to a Pantera workshop, and I was like, who's this chick, tattooed up, and I don't want to do pole, like I just had a baby, so I just really wanted to be the perfect mother. Yeah. And then I saw her do a shoulder mount, and I was just like, whoa, like geez, that's bloody hard.
Yeah.
And I tried it, and I sucked at pole, and I was really upset, and I was really jealous and angry and bitter that my mum could do a handspring. Like, wow, how did you learn that? Like,
impressive.
Yeah. And so, I practiced after that, after seeing Pantera, and she got to stay at my house, so I was like, oh my God. Like, probably the next day, I was like, addicted to it because of her showing me the strength side of it. So when she was when she did her workshop, she was in her pajama pants, so she advertised it not a sexual way to me. So I thought, because I was so, not into the sexual style and stuff.
Were you super young at the time?
I think I was 19.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was just, because I had a partner, so I was just really like, I wouldn't want him to see that, my whole mindset was completely different, and people were going clubbing and everything at that stage, and I wasn't, so I was just pretty much jealous of everyone who could do that. And but she kept her pants on, so I thought like, wow, that's completely different to what I thought. I'd never seen that before. And so I got addicted after that and started doing my sit-ups, and
I can't believe your first pole class was with Pantera.
I know. I didn't realize how crazy that was after I realized who she was and everything. And I was like, who does that?
It's kind of nice. You maybe would have been like a bit intimidated had you been a little bit into it and have known, but
yeah. No, I had no idea about pole. I couldn't even handspring or anything back then. I was really fresh. That was my beginner class pretty much, and it wasn't beginner at all.
No, I wouldn't think that a Pantera workshop would be like a beginner level Yeah.
I think my mum wanted to really like show me what it's like, you know, like put me down in the deep end because I was so negative about it. She was like, well, go and try this then. And yeah.
Yeah, you kind of just assume like, well, if my mom's doing it, it's probably lame. Little did you know, your mom's just really fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And your mom still pulls.
Yeah, she does a little bit. She does more yoga now, but we've just got a studio in the place that we're living at. It's not our studio, it's someone else's. We managed, like, there was no pole when we moved here. The week after we moved, the pole now, like loads of poles and classes and everything, so we're stuck back into pole again.
Maybe they heard you were moving there. Yeah, I mean, they're like, Kapi's coming to town. What town are you in New Zealand?
In a place called Kitty. It's really small. Yeah. People call it Kiri.
Oh.
But yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, because I've seen videos of your mom. Not to like be so creepy, but it's just on your YouTube page if anyone's wondering. But I was like, damn, her mom's fucking awesome. No wonder that she's like the one that got you started into it.
Yeah. Well, she did gymnastics when she was younger, and she can still do tricks on the bar and everything. And we never saw that side of her until pole. We didn't, we just thought, she was a mum. Go and bake her some cookies. Don't get on the pole.
and I seen a video of her with wearing roller skates pole dancing. So like, she's like beyond. She's beyond.
Yeah, she used to do roller skating. She'll always try and put some sort of murder weapon in when she's performing. So she's performed with a gun, with a machete. Like, she's just crazy. She wore leather to her wedding, including leather earrings.
What?
Yeah, so she's really out there. Yep.
Wow. Well, I guess it's like something in the DNA then that you seem to pick up on it pretty quickly then too. Did you have a history in gymnastics or dance or any of those things?
I did a little bit in school, gymnastics, but I really focused on ballet, but until they got to the point shoes, and then I quit after that because there was this other girl that was better than me. And
Okay, so it's like, I'm going to be the best or not at all.
Yeah, I was so competitive because I'd won the scholarship every single year, and then when this other girl came along, I was like, no.
Are you still competitive? Do you still like to do a lot of competitions? No,
I'm not competitive anymore. The last competition I did was I was against Carrie Summers, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose. Like, she's really good, and she was my idol too. So yeah, but that was quite fun. I felt so honoured to share the stage with like New Zealand's best as well. So that was cool. Yeah. Yeah.
What is pole dance like in New Zealand? Like, what's the vibes there?
Yeah, it's really supportive. If we have a Kiwi going overseas, everyone comes together to support them. Any events as well that, everyone's all friendly. Yeah, it's really small, but, there's so many shows and competitions that we keep building up, and it's bringing more people together. And yeah. It's nice.
Oh, so happy to hear that. So, yeah. And it all started with your mom. Just kidding. I don't know who started it there, but she sounds like a pioneer to me.
Yeah.
And so how would you describe your personal style of pole to someone? Because it's definitely unique. It's definitely unique.
Yeah. Well, I've asked some people, and they say that I'm a dork. So... that could be one. Just being silly and being fun, and I'll try and be perfect sometimes, but then put the pants on and then I'm not serious, or or just even if I've got the big heels, like I tried to dance in these huge heels, and like I'll joke around, like I'll try and do a sexy video, but at the end I can't walk in them, so they'll put a video of me crawling from pole to pole. Just not taking yourself too seriously. And I just always want to have fun.
Yeah, I think people forget that sometimes, me included, that and get like all worked up, and then it's like, take a step back. This is pole dance, chill out. I like to sort of think of my style as like, I'm just like kind of the annoying, fun person in the class. You keep it lighthearted, and I think that that's reflected in your moves, because I feel like you come up with some really unique shapes and movement, probably just because you're not being so kind of strict with yourself and you're just letting yourself like play.
Yeah. Well, I kind of like to think of, so if there's a move that we all go into the butterfly with, like, you know, Jamila, and then hook the leg and then go over, I'll try and be like a rebel and be like, I'm not going to follow those rules, you know? So I know the safety rules, so we remember the safety rules, but then it's getting into them, like try and throw that all out the window, and then you come up with new shapes. And a lot of the stuff that I do is accidental, and then I just keep it in the video.
Good. Yeah, because I mean that's what inspires, you know, new tricks and new movement and new choreo and stuff. I really see you as having a very unique view in the community. Do you like have influences outside of pole that you bring into your pole movement?
Not really.
No?
Like it's just I was not fit or not had any like inspiration from, not really from ballet. I mean the straight legs and all of that, but I don't like to be too
no toe shoes
like ballet hands. Yeah. But I like to think of pretending to make it look like I have outside influence. So like if I'm feeling like, I want to do a B-girl style and I've never done breakdancing before, I'll be like, okay, so the hat makes it, not pointing your toes all the time makes it. So I like to fake, you know, the different styles to make it look like, because I mean, I think a lot of people, we don't have like hard out backgrounds in gymnastics or anything like that. So yeah, it's fun to pretend.
I was wondering if you had like a b-boy influence or background. No, you've just seen
I've always wanted to, and pole has let me like make it look like that I have. So
it does. It does. Yeah. Do you pole full time? Are you a full-time pole professional or?
It goes in and out. It depends on, because I don't drive, so it depends how close the studio is. And but if I don't pole at studios or teach, I'm at home all the time. I've cut down a lot though, because I realized I was training as if I was in a competition but never entering a competition, and like, you know, rotator cuff and all these bruises and injuries, and I really wanted to grow a butt, and I wasn't going to do that if I keep doing pole and keeping my legs off the ground. I was constantly like 6 hours every day off the ground. So I realized, oh my God, I need to walk more, because like my legs are just like dangling.
Yeah. Wow. You have that type of self-discipline to just train at home. Consistently
exactly.
like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you ever like travel and do workshops or performances or anything?
Yep. Around New Zealand, I do. I like to stay home because I'll like get homesick quite easily. I miss my mom.
Oh yeah, because you were supposed to come to PoleCon, right?
Yeah, and it didn't work out.
Didn't work out. Was that going to be your first time in the US, or have you come before?
Yes. No, I don't really travel. I've been to England once and Singapore and Australia, and that's it. I've just but with my family.
Yeah, not as a polar.
I've never been on my own. Yeah.
Wow, that's funny. That's crazy that you have kind of grown so much internationally in pole, having not have traveled and done workshops and connected with people face to face.
Yeah, it's all from spamming online.
See, I'm telling you, social media is crazy, man. Or like,
it is.
You know, you also have a good online presence where people like to like follow you. You're kind of positive and fun, so it's
I didn't have Facebook before I started pole though.
Really?
I opened up a Facebook, so you wouldn't find any pictures of me not on a pole like before I started. It starts from me on the pole.
Really?
Yeah, because I realized that's when I was born, actually. Like, you know, that 2011 is when I was born.
Do you feel like pole has really like been that thing in your life that so you do attribute it to so much?
It's everything. Like if I meet people, it's so hard not to mention pole, and it's like a lot of people that I know, like my ex, he's just so bored of it. everyone is so sick of hearing pole, like our family members. Yeah. So it's so good to have my mum so we can talk about things like, oh, did you see that video? And, she'll understand who I'm talking about. But yeah, the other people in our family, it's like, this pole thing.
Oh, well, how were you before pole? Can you just draw us like a comparison of how you've evolved from since your rebirth in 2011?
I was very boring before pole. I didn't have any motivation for anything.
Really?
I completely forgot about all my ballet stuff. I didn't really, I wouldn't bring out the certificates and be like, wow, I'm so proud of it. I just killed off everything just because I wanted to be this typical young, because I was a young mum, so I wanted to be prove them wrong. And but that was pretty hard as well. So this was as soon as I started pole, it was a good time for me to reflect on the life before I had, and made me appreciate everything better. And and then I realized I shouldn't have really quit all of that. So my life was very boring before pole.
It gave you something to concentrate on yourself too, and not just your kid. Does your kid pole at all?
Sometimes he gets sick of it when I'm like, just do it again. I'm going to record it. This is going to go on the internet. He gets so annoyed with it. But we went to a fundraiser and he said that he wanted to do a few tricks, and I was so nervous for him. I wanted to cry because I was like, oh my God, I hope he doesn't fall or anything like that. And he did an invert and a bridge, and I just mother tears.
Oh my gosh, because he's 6 or 7 now?
Yeah, he's 8 now.
Oh, 8 now. Okay, wow. Yeah. So, he has that strength to do it. He's been around it, because if you're training from home all the time, there's no way he's not picking up on it, right?
Sometimes, if it's on spinny, he'll want to spin on it. But if I try and teach him, if I'm like, oh, do you just want to point your toes, darling? Just, and he's like, no. So I just have to leave him to it, Yeah. And
who knows, maybe he'll come up with a whole new style based on not wanting to point his toes and not letting you teach him things.
Yeah, exactly. I hope so.
Do you have, so you're still, how often are you training now?
Probably, well, I've got classes every Tuesday now, so that's my, workout. But before that, it was once a week when we moved up north, because I wanted to experiment on settling down and trying to be a normal person. So acting as if I've got a full-time job and I've only got this many hours to train. And I realized as well that I can still do the same stuff as I did when I was giving myself bruises. Yeah, so there wasn't any need to. So once you get to a certain level, just maintaining it once a week works. You don't have to, I was scared that I was going to lose everything, and I haven't. So, it's once a week, and I'm not so hot on, I have to post this for Instagram, I'm not so obsessed.
Yeah. We're sad. We want you to post all the time, but we understand you also have to have a life.
Yeah. Or just, the bruises are gone. That's never happened before where I've been bruiseless.
I know, right? Are you cross-training in anything else? Like you said, mom does yoga. Are you joining her for yoga or anything like that?
No, I can't keep still.
A lot of people have that response, actually. They're like, I need to be moving.
Yeah. My only other thing that I do is probably handstands, but I don't do it too seriously. Just sometimes if I feel the urge to do something, I'll just sit and stretch, or I'll put on a song, put my headphones on and just dance for 5 songs, and that's it. And but not take it seriously. I pretend that I'm in the move and close my eyes, and I'm pretending the crowd is cheering, and I just call that my workout.
That's a lot. There's this misconception that every workout has to be this intense cross training, causing bruise things, and you're just moving your body is what it needs.
You can train that way, but you'll see that people that really do that are a little bit unhappy, I think, because you get obsessed with it and you're sore. Don't lie to us, you're sore. Smiling in your photos, but really it's I'm in pain.
Yeah. And you have something called Poland pants?
Yep.
Okay. Is that like an official workshop or class you do, or like what was the inspiration for it? I think I have an idea, but I want to hear you describe it.
Yep. Well, the main reason that I did pole on pants is because I just couldn't be bothered shaving all the time. Like, that's something that people don't, like, realize as well, is that we've got to shave before every class. Like, it's annoying.
It's
So
true.
that's one of the reasons. And the other reason was how Pantera was poling in pants the first time that I saw her, and it stopped me. I was really skeptical about pole. I really didn't like it, and there was nothing that anyone was going to do to make me like it. Mum showed me all these pole dancers dancing beautifully, even Felix Kane, but I was still like, no, she's wearing the heels. She's grinding. She did a grind, or like she's posing and all that, and but now I'm obsessed with her. But before, I was just, even she wasn't going to change my mind. And it sounds crazy, like, now that I think about it, because I'm like, it's Felix Kane, like, what the hell? But it didn't work for me. So when I saw Pantera, I was like, what a good way to advertise pole for all the people who, no matter what, will still be like, but she's not wearing pants, or, it's a good way to advertise. I mean, we can all strip off at some point, and we all can do that. And I like to do that. Like, my favorite style is the exotic style. But even for teaching here, the poling in pants has brought more people in, and then together we'll lure them into taking bits and pieces off, and like, oh, what would you look like in heels? And one of the people that I teach in Wellington, she was like, not ever going to wear heels. She was really strict in her style, and then I was like, you're going to end up with heels, you're going to end up doing a routine with heels. Now she can dance in heels, and she's performed in heels, and I reckon next time she's going to end up having a whip, like, I'm slowly being like, okay, now put this on and then do this. And it's taken years, but I want her to have a whip the next time
you're turning into her a bona fide dominatrix next.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But yeah, that's my reason for still poling in pants, is just for the new people. If they got anything to say, well, look, I'm doing it in pants. So yeah, they can't say anything. And then later on, they'll start to like you, and then you can strip off, and they don't even think about that as, oh, she's stripping off. They're just like, wow, still amazing. They don't even realize that they're okay with it after a while.
Because they're sucked in.
Yeah, exactly.
I like how honest you are about that. It's true. Like, as much as I feel like we all can look back. I can look back on some ideas I had when I started polling, and I'm like, gosh, you were such a jerk. Like, why did you think that? And like, it really, I've become so open-minded. You've become so open-minded. But I mean, fact of the matter is, not everyone's there yet.
Yeah,
and there needs to be an entrance point.
A lot of it is people are shy, like, to admit. Like, I really wanted to be like that, but because I was so jealous and shy, it was hard for me to, grow into wearing heels or be sexy and all of that. So, having the pants was like, the gateway. It was an easy way for me to sort of slowly be okay with it, and then just strip it all off, and now I'm fine. But at first it was pure jealousy, not understanding, and being really, really shy. And and I think a lot of people, they can easily just get straight into sexy because they've found confidence, and they're good at it, and and I just couldn't do that. So, and I know there's a lot of people out there who are like that as well, but you're going to be addicted.
Come, start with the pants.
Yep.
Yeah, because I've seen you in pants, messy bun, doing your thing, but I've also seen you in the 10-inch Monster Hill thong, topless.
Yeah. That's I'd always wanted to get to that point. So, I can always go back there and get to that point now whenever I want, and I'm not going to be shy, but I'll always keep the pants on because, like, I'm at home and it's cold.
It's practical.
I probably haven't warmed up properly, so just keeping the pants on keeps me warm. And
it's practical. And
yeah.
And so, but does it change the movement at all? So do you have to modify tricks, movement, things like that? Yeah.
I just think, at first, I couldn't do a leg hang without letting go of my hands, so I just keep my hands on, and people sort of don't even realize I've still got my hands on. There's just, you could just do a fan kick and people are like, oh my god, you're poling in pants. It's like, well, you don't let go of your hands, you know. So just always switching to my hands. My shoulders and my arms got like really strong,
I bet.
Yeah, but just like it makes you really think of the points of contact and the grip, because you don't really think of that when you're fully, you know, got your pole gear on. You're just like, oh, I stick to the pole. And I mean, you can feel the pain and everything.
I was going to say, whatever's bruised afterwards, right?
Yeah, but you don't realize how much, you know, how much they're taking on. So when I've got just my hip out, I'm like, well, a jade split can just be held on by that. It doesn't need my leg. So, you know, it makes me realize that, you know, if I break something, then at least I can still do this move and hold on by here. Yeah, but I have to modify everything. I can grip now fully clothed in some moves, but that's usually on spin pole because the spin's holding me up.
Yeah.
I still haven't worked out how, but yeah, the spin's holding me up. It's sort of like a hamster when they're running on the thing and then they all of a sudden get stuck.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Science.
Yeah.
Total science, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. So how have you kind of prevented injury while
I haven't.
You haven't? Okay.
Yeah, I'm still, I think because I'm still like obsessed with it, I haven't really thought about my body, or I haven't really broken anything yet, but usually people learn by breaking something first. But I injured myself just recently. I taught three beginner classes, and it was actually my morning stretch that injured my shoulder. So wow. I don't know like if my body reacts later or but yeah, I don't know. You just fully have to listen to your body. I mean, because pole pain and achievement pain is similar to injury pain, it's hard to tell the difference.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to just go to the chiropractor or massage all the time.
You're not the expert on that, because you seem like your movement seems really complex and it could be tough on the body. So I was like, maybe she has a secret, which doesn't hurt to ask, but it just seems like be strong in your movement and don't do things unless you're strong, but you've worked up to that point already.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a mattress right next to the pole, so if I do want to pass out, it's right there. So I still haven't worked out how not to feel like sore and sick afterwards. I just don't record that bit.
Yeah, and then you just put in like one of your funny little joke parts and call it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's healthy. So what are you thinking moving forward? Like, what's your goals and trajectory in pole?
I don't really have any big goals. I like seeing other people doing stuff now. My big goal would be actually to train other people, like to do choreography and, live through other people.
Have you done competitions? Like, do you have any titles or anything like that? Or are you more... in 2012, I won the expert category at the New Zealand amateur pole competition. Yeah, and that was I think I'd done pole for about 6 months then. And, that's when I was obsessed. That was when I was like... looking at all these people winning stuff, and I was like, I'm back in the game. Yeah.
Like back to ballet mode. And but I was terrible. Like I was dancing to the wall. I didn't know how to turn my moves, and but I learned how to do a one-handed handstand holding the pole then. So I think that's what made people go, oh, wow, because no one was really doing that. Yeah. And lifting into stuff. I've watched Janine Butterfly, how she lifts into everything, and just copied her little, things.
Yeah.
And and also second in Miss Pole Dance, New Zealand, and that was really hard because that was 2 poles, and I had been practicing by watching my own videos. So I was like, spinning, static, I've got it. But I didn't realize that you turn it this way and it's the other way. So I had the poles completely around the wrong way. And the person doing the pole was like, are you sure? Are you sure? Like asking me if I'm sure and everything. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure, I'm fine. I'm sure. Yep. And then as soon as I got into my box, I was like, oh, they're around the wrong way, damn it. And
shit.
yeah, and they were like, oh, well, we can change it quickly. You know, there was actually time to change it. But me being so stupid and competitive with my own self, like no one else is going to know that they're around the wrong way. I was like, oh, no, I'll just challenge myself. So, yeah, I was pretty angry with myself. But, yeah, it worked out really well. And
But you won?
It was a really good challenge. Yeah, I came second. So that was, I felt, like that was lucky.
Wow, talk about like adding unnecessary stress, my word.
Yeah. I think I sort of did that as well. So if I did lose or didn't place, I could be like, oh, well, the pole's around the wrong way anyway. So,
So mental, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So you've like really done two kind of competitions and placed in both. Very impressive.
Yeah.
And you're not you're not really seeing yourself doing major international competitions moving forward. You see yourself more as like a coach, trainer.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's too many Russian polers coming up. So, nah, I'm not competing against them.
Oh my gosh.
They're amazing.
No, right? Tell me about it. But you're right up there with them, girl.
Yeah, no, I like to pretend. So, I'll just stay here pretending.
Nice.
It's working fine.
Yeah. Do you do like Skype anything? So if people are interested in working with you, do you work with people that way or do you only work locally?
Just a few people I've done Skype lessons with, but I haven't really pushed it or anything. It's a bit hard unless you fully know their level. There's one lady that I do teach. Her name is Suk May, or Tiger May, and she's someone that I've seen throughout the years, so I know all of her tricks. So I can say to her, you'll like this trick, or you won't. No, don't even try that one, or whatever. And it's so much easier to teach people who are like, who over the years, because if there's a new person, then I could come up with loads of different things, and they might not ever get it, or or they might have already known how to do it and they're like, oh, this is boring, I already know how to do it. So I think you have to build a sort of relationship over a few years to sort of make the most out of it, otherwise it's just sort of a waste of time. And
that's super true. I've never thought about it that way. Just like knowing how someone works and operates, how their body moves, it's so much easier then to be able to like guide them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That must be a tough challenge if you're just meeting someone for the first time and they're booking a private and you're like, so
yeah.
Do you
exactly.
invert?
Like, I like to do a stalk.
Yeah. Oh, that's smart.
Like I like to stalk them first before they get on, before we chat. So I'll stalk their movements and stuff, but then you don't want to teach them the same stuff that they already know. So it's really hard. Like in classes, I've seen my student, I've seen her get good at this move. I see her where she's nearly there at a move, and I'll see her when there's a move that's really struggling and she'll be frustrated with it. So I'll be like, okay, we're not bringing that into this because it's, it's frustrating. And so it's better to know what their movement is and, their history, like if they have any injuries as well. And a lot of times when we do pole, we ignore our injuries because we just really want to get that move.
Because it looks so good on, this person over here. So yeah, that's good. I like that style of teaching where it's like there's a difference between challenging your students and just frustrating your students to feeling at a point where they are just feeling down on themselves. And that's cool that you recognize that and like want them to feel good at the end of class.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So I am super curious now that we've talked about a bunch of things to get to the second part, because you've kind of hinted that you love the Russians, but who are your pole idols?
Olga Koda, of course.
Duh.
But it's really hard. There's so many. I think I've written a list down. There was a question a while ago on a poll post, and my list was so long. I was like, I'm just gonna go out there and type it all in.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, pretty much all of the Instagram famous ones, like Ona Kivela, Nadia, Natasha, all of them.
You remind me of Nadia a bit too. How you guys are kind of like wild childs.
Yeah, fun and silly.
Yeah.
Carrie Summers, she inspires me because she's like a Kiwi who's gone to the Worlds, and she's won a few competitions and everything, and she sticks at it, and she created the competition that I won in, so that's cool.
Yeah, super.
And she was one of the people that I competed in another competition, so I've really love her motivation and her accomplishments, and she's one of my favorites in New Zealand. Yvonne Smink, she's like, her shapes, she's so different. There's so many. There's too many.
I know.
Vladimir, I don't know how to say his last name, starts with a K, but he's one of my favorites too, because I saw him dance in pants and had a beanie on, and he sort of was silly in his videos, and on top of that, his amazing flow. All the guys are really good.
The men, that was something when I first talk about evolving ideas, like when I first started pulling, I was like not into the guys at all. But now I'm, having admit that I've evolved, and that's a good thing. I'm super, super into the dudes, just seeing what they're doing. And
and even the men in heels, I love this video that Travis Scott posted up, and it's that, because he calls himself that pole guy, but in this video he goes, that pole girl, and I was like, oh, who's this? He must have been training with someone, and he's dancing, and you can't see his face, he's just dancing away, and I'm like, oh geez, look at those legs and everything. And then at the end of the video he turns around and he's got a full beard, and I love that video. It's just you can't lie to yourself after watching that. You enjoyed the first bit of that dance, you know, so that's it's really cool. I love seeing there's a lot of manly men, and there's a lot of men that dance in heels, and I love it. We're learning so much from the men dancing in heels, like Suwatsit. They're sort of showing us how we should dance sometimes.
You're giving us different ideas, and showing that it can also be super powerful as well as super sexy and slinky, and that. Yeah, I think
and not being afraid as well. Their confidence is just man, if you think you're shy, just man, their confidence is amazing. Yeah,
definitely changing perceptions. I know. I mean, we think we struggle I'm dancing without pants in heels, but that's a dude. Dancing with no pants and heels, and what do you think society thinks of them? So they definitely have a greater challenge, in my opinion, than I can be familiar with. So more power to them. Yeah, great. That's a good list. Guys in heels. A bunch of Russian names we can't pronounce.
Exactly.
And so how would you like to see the pole community evolve in the next 5 years?
I'd love to see people accept kids on the pole more, but I don't know how that's gonna work, because of the cross advertising of everything. But I think, seeing the kids start off on pole, watching the two Got Talent kids, or the Russian Got Talent kids, that, it's amazing, and it's gymnastics on just this way. That's all. That's the only difference. But I'd love to see more of that, more acceptance in that area.
Did you see, sorry to interrupt, but it seemed relevant. Did you see there was some commercial where they were advertising pole to kids, and they were all in the backyard doing cartwheels and climbing, and then the internet collectively lost their shit and was ah!
Well, because I forget that there's non-pole people following my page, so they started posting some negative things as well, and I was like, I didn't even think, because I'm so blended in the pole world, that I just thought, wow, a pole that I didn't even see the kids on the pole. I was just more thinking about a pole that can go in the
backyard. That's smart.
Yeah, that's all I saw. So it goes to show how how much we sort of don't see anymore what the public would think about it. But yeah, no, that needs to change.
I'll put a link to that in the show notes so people can see. I mean, there was just like a lot of negative reaction to that, which was, I'm like, I don't know, if you're sexualizing that girl on the pole, that's your freaking problem.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, why is she not sexual when she was doing the cartwheel on the grass next to it? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Or some hip hop, like these days. Like, you look at hip hop now and there's kids twerking. Like, jeez. So yeah, they need to sort themselves out, public, when it comes to the kids in pole, and sort of the way that we advertise it as well. We need to be careful. We need to not be too loud. So like, I'm not going to wear a G-string and do a video with my kid, and I know I'm trying to send a message that kids can do pole, but I am in a G-string and it's going to come off bad. So just covering all your bases, making sure that we advertise it properly all together. And we do think of the, annoying people that are going to comment that stuff. So, as long as we're doing that, it doesn't matter what else they say. That it'll make it look like it's their problem, So yeah.
I mean, I've never seen a video of like a mom in a G-string with nipple tassels, like pole dancing with her little kid, because like that's just not how like a mother would interact with her child. You know what I mean? So it's
and
like
people act like that's what's happening, and it's like it's not. So
like she doesn't bake like that, or she's not, unless they're in a nudist colony. But like if that's not how she's hanging out with her kids regularly, then why would she do that on the pole? Yeah. So as long as we're making sure that that we're gonna fight back with like our own video, so we don't have to say anything back. So like if we're just showing the fitness side, or normalize
it. And there's so many pole mums out there as well, and I think everyone has shown how amazing we are. Like, we can bake cookies and we can get on the pole. And I think people are just jealous because the kids are getting better than us. I know I am. I'm quite jealous.
It's true. It's like this next generation, they're going to blow us away for sure.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
That's cool. And hopefully we'll have like better training practices too. But I mean, I suspect there's going to be like pole fitness, pole dance, like different, like it could split off. So it's like, oh, people will open their minds and be like, oh, that's for sexy. Oh, that's for fitness and for kids. Oh, that's for artistic. Because I think there's going to be like a pole art that emerges like for kids who are into theater and things like that. Like, why can't they do that too? And
I like how the circus represents. There's quite a bit of pole in circus now. Like, even the small little town, they had a pole performer, a couple that performed, and they were amazing. But they did the standard iron cross, butterfly, Russian split, like those moves to show it off. And it fully changed everyone's minds on what pole is. So I love how they're putting that into circus stuff now.
Yeah. That's where, I mean, I can't believe it hasn't been established there before. It seems like such a natural fit.
Yeah, exactly. I think Chinese pole has helped as well, like, because in the Indian pole video, those ones help, because there have been like guys that'll comment and be like, oh, do all of this stuff, like women aren't supposed to do that or whatever, or it's, how is it a form of fitness, which is the dumbest question ever. But
they can't imagine someone's like getting in a workout if they're wearing stilettos. Like, those two things are mutually exclusive, right? And it's a fucking shame that you got to show them I don't buy that shit. Like, oh, I have to show you a dude doing it for you to respect it? Hell no.
No,
absolutely not. And like, they're two different things. They're different apparatus too, but. Yeah, I think like, because the Chinese pole was aligned with circus, and now there's like this, they're realizing like, oh, we could put a chrome pole.
Yeah, exactly. Or even put a girl on the Chinese pole as well. Like, so that, just mixing it up.
Totally. Yeah.
I think one pole should be installed in every gym, because people want to, needs to be more of it.
Yeah. Well, it's funny too, because if you think about the playgrounds we grew up on, wasn't there always like a pole in the jungle gym?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
we've all
yeah. That's the one
climbed-
that I always go to as soon as I find a playground. I'm like, yeah, I'm here to play with my kid. Not really. I'm here to get on the pole.
But it's always been there. That's kids naturally know
Yeah.
how to interact with it. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
it's a normal
Yeah.
form of movement for kids, and we've never had an
Yeah.
issue with it before.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Did that cover your how you want to see the pole community evolve over the next 5 years? I know I interrupted you at one point. So
Yeah, and also it's going really smoothly. It's going fine how it is. I think just letting it, just watching how it's going now has been good. Like the sexy movement is huge now. Like before it was sort of like still frowned upon, but like everyone goes to their first pole dancing class in heels and stuff now. So that's,
unless they're in your pants class.
Yeah. Then I'm like, put the pants on. No, but yeah, it's really good. I like how it's evolving now. I think more showcases would be good rather than competition, because it's actually really hard to judge pole, like
I don't know how you guys do it.
I think because everyone's got such different opinions. I think a showcase is better. You don't come off feeling like you've lost or anything like that. You're more honored to be there with those people. And I think more showcases is, I want to see more of that.
Yeah, that goes along with your like free attitude and stuff, and your so that makes sense. Well, maybe you'll create one in your new town or something. You just never know.
Yeah, well, there is a bar here, and we've got X stages, so we might.
Well, perfect. I'm just planting the seed, Kapi. You do with that as you please.
Yeah.
Awesome. So do you have anything coming up to share with our audience? I'm going to put all of your social media in the show notes, but is there like anything you want to promote about yourself?
No, sort of.
Come to your class if you're in kitty.
Yeah, just the classes. I don't really have anything coming up at the moment. I've really chilled down now because it's worn me out.
You have to ebb and flow with it. You'll be done for good if you don't. So good for you for recognizing that. I have a feeling you're obsessed enough that it's gonna flow back up. But
or just like more about just having fun rather than. I mean, like I could have a clothing line or all of this stuff, but I can't be bothered. And there's a lot of people doing that, and I mean, I don't really have any plans. If someone has anything that they ask me for, then it's probably just going to be local or little.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really have anything big coming up, and
just follow you on the social media and see all your fun stuff. And maybe if you do choose to travel in the future, people can catch you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
They'll see it all on Instagram if that happens.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Well, before I let you go, can you leave us with an inspiring message or quote or anecdote of some sort?
One that I like after like cutting down polling is like learn to be okay with the level that you're at now before you move up. So don't jump anything too high. That's where injury comes in, and you can get jaded in your thoughts and stuff. So it's good to focus on little things like in Photoshop, zoom right in and have a look and fix it. But sometimes at some point you're going to have to zoom out and have a look and see the finished product. So so be okay with the level that you're at, because being an expert or being advanced is, it doesn't end after that. There's no like, oh, I'm so happy. There's no completed sort of, oh, I'm so happy with my polling now. There's always going to be someone that's posted up another crazy move that you're going to want to get. You're going to chase it forever. There's no end to that. It stops when you're okay at your level. And and just not being too obsessed. If you are getting obsessed, zoom out and have a look at it all. And that's the one thing that I've realized now. You can do things that make you feel happy, like pretend like, oh, I did this I held my iron crossed for so long that it could really literally just be 1 second. But you screenshotted it. Like, it's not going to kill anyone for you to have that little, achievement. And then later on, once you see that, you start actually doing it and you start holding it more because you see it and you believe it and, you become it. But yeah, just staying at that level that you're at. And then when you feel like you want to advance, then you're, it's like you can't jump 5 steps when you're going up a step, just walk the steps at its own pace.
Yeah, and if it's like a never-ending staircase, then who the hell cares?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it's like. Yeah, it's just you keep taking steps.
Yeah, good advice. I love it. Yeah. Kapi, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today. It's been really fun.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me to chat.
You're most welcome. Bye.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to the Pole Parlour podcast. Want more? Visit poleparlour.com for show notes and to link to the Facebook group where you can connect with other poloholics and continue the conversation. Listen to past episodes and subscribe to new episodes on the website, YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, or SoundCloud. Lots of love, babes. Thanks for listening.